You know that feeling, when you start something strong, a new habit, a routine, a goal, and for a few days, you are unstoppable. But suddenly, without warning, you slow down. You skip a day. You lose momentum. And you blame yourself. You think you're lazy, inconsistent, undisciplined. But what if the problem isn't you? What if momentum follows a predictable scientific pattern? And once you understand it, you can control it? Welcome to the real reason you lose momentum after a good start. Every new habit starts with something psychologists call the motivation curve. Here's how it works. At the beginning, your brain gets a rush of novelty dopamine, excitement, freshness, possibility. This gives you a temporary boost, like a rocket launch. But that boost isn't meant to last. Your brain is wired for efficiency, so it reduces dopamine as soon as the activity becomes familiar. This is why day 1 feels exciting. Day 5 feels normal. Day 10 feels hard. You didn't lose motivation. Your brain simply returned to baseline. And if you don't know this curve exists, you think something is wrong with you, instead of something normal happening in your biology. If motivation fades, then what keeps people consistent? Simple. Feedback loops. Your brain loves signals that say, hey, this is working. Keep going. A feedback loop is created when your action produces a visible result. Examples: seeing progress at the gym, writing even one paragraph, completing a small task, checking off a habit tracker. These small results trigger dopamine, not from novelty, but from progress. Progress dopamine is quiet, but sustainable. This is what builds long-term consistency. But here's the twist. If your habit doesn't produce a visible result, your brain thinks it's not working, and begins shutting down the loop. You don't lose momentum because you're weak. You lose momentum because your brain can't see progress. Here's the part nobody talks about. External rewards can actually kill your consistency. This is called the overjustification effect. When you attach rewards, like treats, cheat days, or external praise, your brain stops valuing the action itself, and starts valuing the reward. So when the reward disappears, motivation collapses. This is why rewarding yourself for studying makes studying harder. Getting praise at the gym makes you dependent on it. Posting progress online leads to burnout when likes drop. Your brain becomes addicted to the reward, not the habit. Sustainable momentum comes from internal rewards, not external ones. The satisfaction of becoming someone reliable, someone consistent, someone better than yesterday. Even the most disciplined people lose momentum. The difference is, they know how to rebuild it. Here's how. 1. Lower the resistance. Don't restart at 100%. Restart at 10%. If you stopped running, walk. If you stopped reading, read one page. If you stopped journaling, write one sentence. Small starts rebuild trust. 2. Reclaim the identity, not the habit. Say, I am someone who shows up. And don't say, I must do this perfectly. Identity rebuilds momentum faster than effort. 3. Make progress visible. Track it. Measure it. A tiny checkmark every day is enough. 4. Remove the hidden friction. Noise, distraction, decision fatigue. Any small blocker kills momentum faster than lack of motivation. And finally, 5. Reconnect with the why. Momentum dies when meaning dies. If your goal feels empty, your brain stops caring. Reconnect with purpose, not pressure. Here's the truth most people never realize. Momentum isn't about doing more. It's about doing just enough to stay in motion. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent enough to prevent the engine from stopping. Even a tiny action keeps the loop alive. Because momentum isn't built in a single moment. It's built in 1,000 small decisions. When nobody is watching. And when motivation is nowhere to be found. Momentum comes from identity. Identity comes from repetition. And repetition comes from starting small. If you've been losing momentum, remember this. Your brain isn't broken. Your willpower isn't weak. Your progress isn't gone. Momentum simply needs a spark. A simple start. A gentle reminder that you can begin again. Because once you restart, momentum will follow. Shift your frame, because change starts with perspective. Fade to black.